situated real quick. Okay. Y'all digging the new look? Listen, Andrew Van Ginkel is the best player on the Miami Dolphins, but this is not news. No. But you know what might be new? Andrew Van Ginkel is the best defender in the entire NFL. All right, let me get rid of this. Done screaming in the mic that's enough screaming in the mic for one video today. What a fun game as the Miami Dolphins beat the Washington Commanders 45-15. Now, of course, we just spoke a little bit about my guy, Andrew Van Ginkel, who for years I've been saying is one of, if not the best defensive players on the Miami Dolphins. Now, of course, he's going to get a lot more role now that Jaelan Phillips is going to miss the rest of the season because of the terrible MetLife Stadium turf. And unfortunately, he popped his Achilles. So I do want to say first and foremost that I do like Jaelan Phillips a lot. Obviously, he's from the University of Miami. Y'all see me repping the jacket. But overall, he just seems like an incredible, great guy. And he's a great player that really has been getting better each and every week. So that is very sad news. And the Miami Dolphins are certainly better with him. And I have not watched the Hard Knocks yet on his injury because I've heard it's a real tearjerker, and I'm kind of hesitant to watch it because I know it'll be very sad. But I do miss Jaelan Phillips, and I hope he's better soon. That being said, with him being out, that means more snaps from my guy, Andrew Van Ginkel. And from the jump, we saw an immediate impact by him. We saw the sack. We saw the pick six. He is awesome. I really don't have any other words to put it in other than he's just an amazing player. His technique is incredible. His athleticism is top tier. He is what makes this defense really one of the better defenses in the NFL, of course, among other players. But you always hear the names like Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey, but you don't hear much about Van Ginkel. And I think it's time that the national media starts putting a spotlight on this guy. You know, you also hear about Christian Wilkins and Bradley Chubb, and all those guys are having really decent seasons as well. But Van Ginkel is the guy, dude. And as my guy Brendan Tolman says, he got the best NFTF in the league that's nose for the football. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what I always heard my dad say about Zach Thomas is he wasn't, the strongest, biggest name, most athletic, but he knew how to play the game of football. He knew the techniques. And because of that, he's a Hall of Famer, one of the best ever. Not saying Van Ginkel will be a Hall of Famer or anything, but he's awesome. And every time he's in the game, he truly just makes an amazing, amazing impact. So that was really, really nice to see. You also saw Emmanuel Ogbah get a sack today, another guy that'll get a lot more snaps with Jaelan Phillips out. Now, a few years ago, Ogbah was the man, so much so that I changed my fantasy team name to the Ogbah Monsters, and it's been that way for a few years now. I was debating changing it because he kind of fell off a little bit, got paid, doesn't have a great contract, but it was nice to see him put his imprint on the game today with, the increased workload that he'll be getting. So the defense was awesome today. They gave up 15 points, right? But the offense scored 45. So this is what seems like for the first game in a long time, maybe since the Denver game, that both the offense and the defense were clicking at the same time. And that is when this team is at its scariest. So yeah, they did it against the Washington Commanders. So if you're one of those hilarious people that thinks you funny, commenting that down below saying, oh, the Dolphins got another win versus a sub-500 team, I don't care. You only play who's on your schedule, and I'm going to take the win. I'll be honest with you. Now, yeah, that argument isn't great anyways because they beat the Chargers week 1 when all of those same people were saying that the Chargers were better than the Dolphins. They were saying Justin Herbert was better than them, so they beat them. They did beat the Denver Broncos, who are now above 500, and they got blown out by the Buffalo Bills, but they were saying the Bills are a good team. The Bills are actually a bad team, so I don't know if that makes the Dolphins look better or worse because they're always saying, oh, the Dolphins beat every bad team they played. That's not true because they lost to the Bills, but that doesn't quite help my argument of saying that the Dolphins are one of the elite upper echelon / Super Bowl contending teams in the league. But regardless, I think that's where they are because in years past, we know the Dolphins would not win the games they're supposed to win, and that's what they're doing this season, and that's the most that you can ask for. I don't want to jump ahead here because I'll do my coach speak. I do take it one game at a time, but of course the next game is versus Tennessee, which they will be favored, and then versus the Jets, and they will be favored there also. That'll get the Dolphins at 11 wins with their last 3 games against the Bills, Baltimore, and Cowboys. If they win one of those 3 against good teams, that gets you at 12 wins, which I think is a very, very great record. Is that enough to get you the 1 seed? Probably not. I don't know if Kansas City is going to lose more than 1 or 2 more games this season. I'm not familiar with their schedule, But I think 13 wins might get you safe. So if you can win the next 2 and 2 out of those last 3, now you're really talking about potentially having a bye in the first round, which is my goal for the rest of the season. Shoot for the stars. You know, last couple years we talk about maybe making the playoffs. Now I want the 1 seed because I think this team is just that good. But a little bit more about this game specifically. Devon Achane, that's where I want to start today because first off, on the anonymous player prop betting app that doesn't sponsor me, so I will not say their name, they had him at 46.5 yards. I smashed it. Now I said they may be like lightening his workload early on to kind of ease him back in, and that was the case. But I thought the Dolphins might be a blowout, and they did cover like the 9.5 point spread. And they, of course, because of that, Achane got a ton of rushes in the fourth quarter and ended up with like 70 yards or close to that. So he was awesome today. Did have 2 touchdowns, which gave me the feel good because, of course, he's had a very rough season personally with all the injuries and stuff. And it was nice to see him kind of get back into his old ways in that second half where he was just running right through the Commanders. Got the couple touchdowns. So that was really awesome to see. Tyreek Hill, another guy that's on my fantasy team like Achane. Not that anyone cares. My fantasy teams are trash. One of them is. But anyways, Tyreek Hill was also awesome today. 2 touchdowns of 60-plus yards. I think they said that's the second time in franchise history that's ever happened with Paul Warfield back in 1971. So Tyreek Hill continues to be elite. I think he needed to average 106 yards for the rest of the season to get to that 2,000. He obviously got way more than that today. Didn't even play the entire fourth quarter, most of the second half anyways. So that was great to see. Tua was also awesome. 2 touchdowns, very efficient, 280 yards, and no picks. And it seems like he has a bad decision every week, and we did not get that this week. So that was really nice to see from him. Jaelan Waddle had a couple drops. That was a bit disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you, but he's been very improved over the last few weeks. Tua is starting to go to him a lot more after earlier in the season. He wasn't getting as many targets as we've seen in years past. But that's pretty much the offensive side. Obviously, everyone else was doing a thing. Raheem Mostert, it was nice to see some more Craycraft get involved a little bit. Julian Hill actually caught a couple passes today, which is pretty cool too. But I mean, when you score 45 points, yes, one of those was on the Van Ginkel pick 6. It was awesome to see the offense clicking because they have been a little lackluster for the past few weeks. So it was fun, man. It's a good time watching this Miami Dolphins team, and I don't take it for granted because my entire life prior to like 2 years ago, I always said the Dolphins had like a 1 touchdown quota. They'd get 1 touchdown a game, and that was it. So having the most explosive offense is fun, and I'll say it every week on here because I don't want to take it for granted. On the defensive side of things, I don't even feel like Ramsey and Howard got targeted a lot. They gave a few yards. They broke up a few passes there, but this overall solid defense. Again, Vic Fangio has taken, now that he's got these guys in his system for a few months now, it really seems like they're starting to buy in. He's really starting to learn his personnel, and another week where they're clicking on the same page. And the more weeks this defense can stack up, great performances, the more confident I will be. I guess I really don't got nothing specific else to say. I know I've been in real generalizations, but the game was kind of a blowout from start to finish. You did get a couple unfortunate injuries. Teron Armstead, so I think someone rolled up into his leg on one of the touchdowns. He missed the game, or his ankle. Maybe he'll play next week. Most Dolphins fans are going to say just rest him to the playoffs. Frankly, I agree. And then you also did get Robert Hunt, who was banged up coming into the game, but he got a new injury. It is now his hamstring that's bothering him. So those are 2 things we're going to have to monitor and kind of see what Mike McDaniel has to say about them. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say about this game. Did the Chargers lose to the Patriots? Oh, I think 6-0. So I think the Chargers did win. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say. So I will be at the Monday Night Football game versus the Tennessee Titans. I'm driving back down to Miami, just a couple hours from over here in Fort Myers, and I will be there. My first Dolphin game since... When did I last go to a Dolphin game? I went to the Carolina Panthers a couple years ago. Duke Riley had a touchdown, if anyone remembers that. So it's been a couple years, so I'm definitely excited to get back. Hopefully everyone gets to play, but if not, I just hope we have a great performance and get another win. And it's been fun. It's been fun. So that's all I got to say for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff because, it helps me out a lot. And I'll be continuing to talk Miami Heat content while trying to work in the Dolphins content as well. So if you enjoy, do subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.